G'day legends, welcome to the Spinlight Studio Pop Country Mixing Course.
I've got it made, this life I'm living, no I gotta give it up, come on, saving grace.
Absolute banger. So once Jake sent me the bones of the track that was like the original demo, then I started layering things in. I tracked the drums, sort of did a rough mix, set them up a little bit. And an interesting fact, when I track the drums on this, I actually track the kicks separately. So to have a listen to our kick in mic. Some boxiness, the kick in and kick out blended together. This big EQ afterwards. Basically just using this for attack really. They're all working together to create our one kick sound. It's not like the sample sounds amazing on its own or the kick mic sounds amazing on its own, but the combination and the processing has brought these three signals together to create one really big, fat kick sound. We don't need all that high-end detail in this mic. It kind of just gets in the way of the overheads really. If I have this compressor turned on, it's because I'm trying to get a lot of transient and punch out of the drum. Now I have SPL Transient Designer on here. Let's turn this off. Hear how much whoom, whoom, whoom comes through on that kick. Pull a bunch of sustain out of the kick. You can just bounce a section of drums in place and apply processing like this. So I've got it almost hard pan to one side just for a bit of interest. It's such a cool plugin. So those are like transitional effects and they make a massive difference. We've got a bass guitar in there as well. And on the bass DI, I'm using the Ampeg B15N. So let's have a listen to the levels of the bass and the drums. We're getting around anywhere between 3 to 5 dBs of gain reduction. That's going to help us understand what the mix is going to sound like once it's getting mastered. Now a little backstory with these guitars, they are just DI guitars. They're just here to add a bit of power, a bit of energy, but subtly. Then we've got our funky guitar riff. And at the same time, the chorus layer is doing a low version. Sometimes you don't have to over-process things. People always feel like we've got to add like 4 or 5 plugins to a chain before it gets anywhere. Sometimes all you need is a little bit of EQ and that's it. It sounds a little bit warmer when we don't have this EQ on, but it's never really about what it sounds like when it's on its own. It's about how it sounds with everything. And a fun fact that when you go higher up on the ratios, generally the brighter it sounds.
Girl, I love the way I feel right now. Girl, I love the way I feel right now.
But then we also have this EQ at the end, cutting away some low mids, so just making a little bit of space in this vocal.
Kiss on my lips, it just hits a bit different. Your kiss on my lips, it just hits a bit different.
So obviously, like, the more vocal layers you have to work with, the less you have to try and create this stuff with effects. You know, if you only had a single vocal, like on your double track, you could use like Waves Doubler or Micro Shift to kind of spread it out across the mix and try and create the triple track effect. So just a quick reminder of what it sounded like before.
I've got it made, stop a minute, no I gotta give it up. Grace, keep my world spinning, this little white picket love.
So don't be afraid to do bold moves, don't be worried about how things sound in solo, just make sure that the big picture sounds really good. So now it's your turn. Make sure you download the multi-tracks for this song so that you can have a go at mixing it and applying some of the techniques that we looked at today.
I've got it made, this life I'm living, no I gotta give it